Hi there. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? It's Thursday. Sorry I wasn't back yesterday. There was more kitten uh, shenanigans, and so they're slowly but surely finding their homes, and that's all really, really good. And I just hope everyone's doing well. I'm getting ready for the Go with Goddess Symposium this coming Saturday. It's going to be online through the Mount Shasta Goddess Temple. We have four of our priestesses, three others plus me, offering talks and discussions about sacred travel, women and pilgrimage, digital nomad life, and cultural sensitivity while traveling and traveling with children. So there's a wealth of information from seasoned travelers who have been out here doing it and who want to just share our experiences for the benefit of others. So if you'd like to tune in, the website is mountshastagaddesstemple.com. You'll see it's called Go with Goddess Symposium. You can click right on there. Other than that, our shop is open this weekend, and we're going to be busy with readings and sessions that are coming up. So let's get into this day. We're in the month of Santa Muerte in the Mount Shasta Goddess Temple. Today is the birthday of Dr. Andrew Chestnut, who wrote the book Devoted to Death, which is a really helpful resource, English language resource about Santa Muerte. And we are working with the Jade Oracle by Veronica Iglesias and Anne Key. So you can have a look at that. If you are interested in this deck, it's available online at Goddess Inc. So let's take a moment now and call in the wisdom of Santa Muerte and the protection and the love and the life affirmation of Santa Muerte. She reminds us to live our lives fully. Madre mía, Santa Muerte, ante las dificultades de la vida, ayúdame. En mis desaciertos, ilumíname. En mis soledades, acompáñeme. En las horas difíciles, fortaléceme. En más tentaciones, defiéndeme. En las peñas y tristezas, consuélame. Con tu inmenso poder, protégeme. Con tu infinito amor, ámame. Con tu gran bondad, mírame. Con tu mano providente, guíame. Así sea por siempre. Amen. We can go to Santa Muerte when we're sad. We can go to her when we're happy. We can go to her when we need protection. We can go to her when we need assistance. And when we go to Santa Muerte, she's going to remind us that it's not over yet. There's still more to grow and learn. Good morning, Red Fox. Good morning, Kathleen. There's still more. And so even when it's hard for us to see the next steps in the path, or when it's painful because we are going through a hardship, she says, it's not over. Don't worry. Oh, this is great. We got cacao, cacao, which is cocoa or cacao, which is famously in Mexico prepared without um, milk. In the US, we use milk to thicken it, but the seed of the plant, Theoroma cacao, is the base for the beverage known as chocolate. Revered across ancient Mexico, this drink is prepared in many different ways, but primarily with water and often with chilies. A common preparation is to stand and pour the mixture into a pot on the floor, creating a frothy drink. It can also be prepared with a beater, bringing the drink to its original frothy goodness. Cacao is sacred and used for ritual. It's related to the tree of life and to blood, ancestors, and the heart. It's most specifically connected with women. Sacred water is mixed with the cacao and offered to the deities as a sacrifice, often in rituals for fecundity. At marriage ceremonies, sharing chocolat was symbolic of the blending of two lineages. Because the cacao tree flourishes in the shadow of taller trees, it's associated with the underworld and the jaguar. When you choose cacao, this revered seed calls you to remember that everything in life is sacred, both the bitter and the sweet. Find the divine experience in every situation. Seems like today's a good day to eat some sacred chocolate. And oh, and I keep forgetting to mention this. This artwork in this deck is done by Ramona Snow Teo. And so when we see these beautiful images, that's the work of Ramona Snow Teo. And Veronica Iglesias and Ann Key wrote the book and did all the research on the cards. So let's today eat some chocolate and even consider if you go to most supermarkets in the like ethnic section of most American supermarkets, you can find these discs of chocolate that are from a company called Abuelita. And if you get those discs of chocolate, you can then make it in more the traditional way. You can add water, you can froth it up if you have a little frother, or you can put it in a blender even, or use a hand blender to make it frothy. One of my favorite drinks, which is around the time of Dia de los Muertos, is has corn masa and rice milk and cacao, and it is so yummy. It's one of my favorites. So that's our card for today, reminding us that the chocolate, until you add the sugar to it, is bitter, but it's still sacred, even if it's bitter. And when you've added sugar to it and sweetened it, it's still sacred. That life has this spectrum of experiences. So wherever you are today, in the sweet or in the bitter, try and find a space where you can honor both. And that's our short bit for today, if that's what you're here for. And now let's dive into our Guanyin practice. We're going to start, as usual, with 3 prostrations before the shrine. found my cat's little toy. My cat Bots loves nothing more than this gold pipe cleaner, and he throws it under the door at me in here. He's so cute. All right, let's take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention, a person, place, situation, or circumstance that will benefit from today's practice. And let's recite the four immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering to Guan Xian, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Omahu. 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 Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guan Yin, remain until the end of samsaric existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. 108 recitations of Namo Guanxin Pusa, calling on Guan Yin and asking her to please send us that awareness of the sacred, even in harsh times or bitter times. Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxi Yin Pulsa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. 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 And the prayer for the Mani reciter of Kam by Gyaltse Tokme Zangpo. Lama dankun shuksum lak chaksalo dakni changchut nipur chike bar gang gangdu kepa de dang der tadu tuje chempo chetsin shing gusum gewe chila chaparsho jamdang ningje chempo kunlang ne tuje chempo duljar girpa nam lame changchup chola gope chir tuje chempo trinle je parsho. Homage to the Guru and Three Jewels, wherever I may be reborn in that place, may I always follow the great compassionate one and dedicate my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Inspired by loving kindness and great compassion, in order to lead all Mahakarunika's followers to supreme and unsurpassable awakening, may I carry out the great compassionate one's activities. Lama dankun shuksum lakchak salo dakni changchup ni por chike bar gangdang gandu kepa de dang der tadu tuje champo chetsin shing gusum gewe chula chipar sho jamdang ning je champo kunlang ne tuje champo dulchar girpa nam lame changchup chola gope chir tuje champo trinle je par sho. 108 recitations now of Om Mani Padme Hum, sending sweetness and light and love and compassion out today to all who need it. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lama Dechin Yeshe Wangmo. Om Sosti. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of Supreme Bliss, Yeshe Wangmo, be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Guanyin in our hearts. Namo Guanxin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Guanyin, bow to one another, and a bow to the inner teacher. And we will be back tomorrow. And I hope you have a great day. Go out there and eat some chocolate if you're inclined. Bye.